Moon's glow reveals a predator's might, a fearsome presence with eyes gleaming bright. In League's arena he joins the fight. Warwick emerges, a terror in the night. Warwick is an early game jungler that prowls around in the shadows of the deep dark, waiting for an enemy to get wounded. The second he catches the scent of the enemy's blood, his hunger awakens once more. If it sounds interesting and if you want to try to learn to play Warwick, well my friend, this video is just what you need. I'm gonna tell you everything there is to know about Warwick in 5 minutes or less, starting with the abilities. Warwick's passive is called Eternal Hunger. Your basic attacks will deal bonus magical damage, and if you fall below 50% HP, you're gonna heal for the same amount of the damage that you deal. If however you fall below 25% HP, your healing will triple. Warwick's Q is called Jaws of the Beast. Warwick lunges forward towards the target and bites the target, dealing a certain amount of damage based on their max HP and also healing for the damage dealt. If you hold the ability, Warwick becomes immune to displacement and follows the target's movements. When you release the ability, however, it does the normal attack that was mentioned before. Warwick's W is called Bloodhound. Warwick senses enemies below 50% HP and you're gonna get a movement speed while running towards them and an attack speed bonus once Warwick reaches them. If the enemy falls below 20% HP, however, those bonuses will triple. Warwick's E is called Primal Howl. Warwick gains damage reduction for 2.5 seconds, and at the end of this time, or if the ability is recasted, he's gonna howl, causing nearby enemies to be feared for 1 second. And last but not least, Warwick's ultimate is called Infinite Duress. Warwick leaps in a targeted direction, suppressing the first champion he collides with for 1.5 seconds. Overall, Warwick is an incredibly strong early game jungler. You can very easily maintain control of the jungle, and that's kind of what you should do. You want to try to complete as many objectives as possible, trying to rotate with the dragons and everything there is to do in the jungle as often as you can, because yes, thanks to the crazy amount of sustain that you have, you can solo all of the objectives in the jungle for the most part, even in the early game. Another tip that I have for you is try to gank as often as you can. Your W ability that's going to help you scent blood is going to help a ton with feeling weakened enemies. You want to try to go and steal those kills from your ally, and that's basically the job of the jungler, isn't it? So you want to try to get as strong as possible as early as possible, and everything that you have in your kit will help you a lot with achieving that. And last but not least, try to think of your ultimate as a one-time chance to murder the enemy. You do not want to use your ultimate if you don't think you are able to kill the enemy. You want to only use it if you are absolutely certain that the enemy you are targeting will have his last breath at the end of it, because otherwise the ultimate itself can actually get you out of some sticky situations by providing the mobility needed. But enough about abilities and all that, let's get a little bit more technical and discuss runes. This is the rune setup that you want to have. You want to have the rune of precision and the rune of sorcery. For the rune of precision, you want to pick up lethal tempo, triumph, alacrity, and last stand. As for sorcery, you want to pick up celerity, water walking with 10% attack speed, plus 9 adaptive force, and plus 6 armor. There's also an ability order that you want to keep track of. Those are the abilities that you want to unlock in their specific order. And last but not least, you also need to know a little bit about the builds that you're going to be using, because you are going to be changing the builds quite often. Those are the builds that you want to try to follow while you're playing Warwick. Warwick is indeed the terror of the night for most champions, especially for those 3 champions right here. Those are the champions that you counter easily, but there are some mere mortals that might actually put up a good fight for you, because you know what they say, no king rules forever, and unfortunately Warwick is no exception to that. Those are the 3 champions that more often than not might actually end up countering you, so be aware of those. Other than that, I hope you enjoy prowling the night, looking for weaklings and trying to resist the urge of turning on your allies. Resist the urge, Warwick. Resist the urge. Do what's right, Warwick. No!